Is Celestia TIA the next Ethereum killer, and can it 100x in this next crypto bull run? For you guys that don't know, Celestia has been trending on CoinMarketCap and has been getting quite the engagement on Twitter, as users claim that the airdrop was perfectly executed and that the project speaks for itself. So is this altcoin about to rip like Solana in 2021? It's time to discover crypto. Welcome back, everybody, to another episode here at Discover Crypto. I'm your host today, Joshua Jake, and today we're going to be diving into the tokenomics of Celestia. Now, I've worked with dozens of launchpads, and I can tell you that the most important thing when it comes to researching a token and being able to tell if it can pump later in the future can all be found in something known as the vesting schedule. But first, you need to know what Celestia is. With the token as TIA or TIA, it is supposed to be the first modular blockchain network. They're claiming to be able to deploy fast contracts, be scalable, customizable VMs, and also allow you to build sovereign rollups. Who effing cares? Can the number go up? You see, we can go into Celestia's, formerly known as Lazy Ledger's, white paper, but some alpha for you guys is white papers are just massive sales pitches. In 6 months, there's going to be another smart contract protocol or development protocol or layer 0 that claims to be faster, more scalable, more decentralized, and cheaper. What I want to find first is by going to cryptorank.io and find the ICO details on Celestia and go to fundraising. This is where you can find if a project sold their souls to the devil, aka venture capitalist. As we could see here, we can see that they had a private sale twice on the same day that both ended in the raise of $55 million. These private sales are the venture capitalist institutions, contributors, early founders, etc. that get into the token before the public sale on an exchange. So how many tokens are held pre-ICO before retail buyers like me and you can even get in? Well, all you gotta do is head over to vesting and scroll down and see the token unlock allocation. And this is abysmal. You see, research and development teams are going to get 26%. Series A and B funders are going to get the 19.7%. Initial core contributors, which are not us, is going to be your initial core contributors, is 17.6%. Seed investors, another 15.9%. Future initiatives, which is 12.6% and can arguably be just wrapped into research and development. They're just making another excuse to take more money. That's another 12.6%. All that the public is really going to see from the Genesis drop would be 7.4%. And guess what? A lot of those early founders, early contributors, VCs, etc., they're going to get a massive portion of that Genesis drop as well. And that's very easy to prove. You see, despite people on Twitter arguing that free tokens over worth $160 million was released, how awesome of them. Was it really awesome? Well, it must have been, because the early contributors sold pretty quickly as soon as their tokens were unlocked. But what about the rest of the price action? Can this continue to do a 10x? Can it 50x? Can it 100x in this next bull run? Well, currently, Celestia is sitting at a $340 million market cap with a circulating supply of roughly 14% out of the 1 billion tokens that will be released. 14% is gross. That is a VC cesspool, because that means the majority of tokens are going to be still held by early funders and contributors that will be releasing their tokens as soon as the vesting schedule ends. Now, luckily, we are potentially starting a new bull run, and you have roughly 12 months before the next tokens unlock. And by the way, there's already 267 million that are unlocked today. So early contributors, the founders, the ecosystem, etc., they can add about 100% of tokens to the circulating supply, making the price actually dilute by over 50%. But watch this number here. On October 30th, 2024, you're going to see that supply actually double, which means that there's less than 365 days that the team and the marketing has to pump that price action up pretty intensely before seeing a massive dilution in tokenomics. Now, I'd love to click on their team page from their website, but it looks like it's having some issues. So I found what I could on CryptoRank, and as you can see, we have Mustafa Al-Bassam as their CEO, and you have Nick White right below him, who is the COO. So first thing you want to do is head over to LinkedIn. LinkedIn should be your best friend if you guys are researching crypto projects, and you want to look into their past history. Are these founders, or are these CEOs or developers people that are experienced? Have they built successful projects in the past? Where are they from? Now, what stood out most to me for him was that he was the co-founder and researcher for a project known as Chainspace, which he sold to Facebook in 2019. And he did scientific research on scaling blockchains at the base layer to build a sharded smart contract platform. So that's a green flag. I mean, he's really smart and sold a company to Meta. Now, I'd advise you guys to do that for every single person on the team and look through their LinkedIn. But the most important person I'm going to be really looking up and looking into is going to be their head of marketing. Now, you could say I'm too critical about this project, but this is where I saw a red flag. Their head of marketing is the only one you cannot find anything on the internet. Everyone else has a Twitter, they have a LinkedIn, they have GitHubs, and this guy, who's supposedly supposed to be marketing the project, has no public awareness. We have no idea if he's been successful with other partnerships or collaborators on any other chain or anything in the Web3 industry, which means every other team member that's on this list, in my opinion, is more qualified than Ekram to run the head of marketing. As someone who's helped consulted and advise on dozens of projects, this is a big issue to me. This guy is supposedly managing millions of dollars for marketing for Celestia and doesn't even have a Twitter. As for the rest of the team, of course they're going to have stack development. The technology behind this could actually be quite decent. Multiple of their advisors and team members come directly from Cosmos or Tendermint, which is also a part of the Cosmos ecosystem. But, and there is a but there, this vesting schedule is nearly as greedy as it can get when it comes to venture capitals. And even though that most of it has a 1-year cliff, you should replace the term cliff with ticking time bomb. Because venture capitals do not care about you. Early founders, early investors, they do not care about you. All they care about is making a bag. They use retail as exit liquidity. And you have $55 million from venture capitals that are going to want their money back. So can it 5 to 10x? Of course. If we get a Bitcoin spot ETF, altcoins are going to pump ravishly in this next 6 to 18 months. However, you have to remember that this project specifically is going to have a massive token unlock in less than a year, which means retail investors are going to be like salmon trying to migrate upriver during winter, while the hundreds of millions of dollars of VC capital floods downstream. So based off this analysis, I do not believe it's going to kill or take over Ethereum or Solana. The only bullish takeaway I take from anything from Celestia is that these VCs just made a project go from $0 to $300 million in a bear market, which means VCs are getting more excited for the market to come. With that, guys, make sure you smash the like button and let me know in the comments, is there any other projects you want me to look into and dive into their vesting schedules and team? Because remember that crypto is just Wall Street 2.0, and if you want to play with the wolves, if you want to play in this jungle, you need to think like a venture capitalist. And I'm here to do just that, so make sure you turn on the notifications, and I'll see you in the next video.